morning, everyone. My name is Issara Kaweewan from Faculty of Agriculture. Today, I'm going to present about one of Japanese scientists named Kametaro TOYAMA. He is a scientist who report about rediscovery of Mendel's law in silkworm. First, let's start with his life and career. Kametaro TOYAMA was born on September 26, 1867. In 1892, he graduated from Agricultural College of Tokyo Imperial University. In 1896, he was appointed as principal of Fukushima Sericultural School. In 1902, he became a chief sericultural expert in Thailand. In 1905, after he returned to Japan, he became a lecturer in zoology at Tokyo Imperial University. And after that, TOYAMA was died in Tokyo on March 31, 1918. Next, for TOYAMA's work, actually he started his research life with study on anatomy and cytology of silkworm. Then he rediscovered the Mendel's law in silkworm crossbreeding and produced numerous crossings between various strains of silkworm. After that, he published his paper under the title of Study on the Hybridology of Insects on some silkworm cross with special reference to Mendel's law heredity in 1906. Actually, TOYAMA studied on many types of organisms, but he focused on silkworm because it can support greater connection between agricultural, sericultural, and biological research in Japan. So here is the example of his experiment. For example, the parental cross between yellow and white race of silkworm gave all yellow cocoon in F1 generation. But sibling cross from F1 generation gave yellow and white cocoon in 3:1 ratio. On the other hand, the black cross of yellow F1 hybrid with pure white of silkworm gave yellow and white cocoon in 1:1 ratio. One of the reasons that I choose TOYAMA is he used to work in Thailand for 3 years. As I mentioned before, in 1902, he accepted the invitation of Thai government to become a chief sericultural expert, and he conducted experiments with local variety of silkworm, especially crossbreeding Thai and Japanese silkworm to produce suitable strain for Thai conditions. He also improved local Thai variety of silkworm to raise the quality of export silk. Moreover, interestingly, TOYAMA's work in Thailand was not only served as a part of modernization movement, but his presence was symbolic of political mission that envisioned by Japanese resident minister. In fact, TOYAMA contact with Thai government forbade him to undertaking unrelated work. But at that time, Thailand faced a risk of losing territory by French and British colonial possession. So the king became convinced of the merit of science and recognized the value of inviting foreign consultants and audience as a part of security process as an independent nation. And Japan also had vested interest in Thai independence and sought to cultivate it as a trade partner. How it contributes to science and society? The significance of his work in science and society was shown in sericultural history. So, genetics and crossbreeding in silkworm were expanded and contribute to the silkworm breeding industry. In early 19th century, most Japanese research on silkworm served to better Japanese silk. And moreover, there are mutual advantage of international cooperation in science and technology, and there are good bilateral relationships between Japan and Thailand until now. For the weakness, in my opinion, I think in early 19th century, TOYAMA's attempt to develop silk industry was failed because a lack of interest locally to produce silk for the large market. As we know, the silk industry was a labor-intensive industry that required a lot of people to work with low wages. That's it for my presentation. Thank you for your time.
Can you make your question more clear?
Yes.
When you're asking her about which law
Yes.
that she found,
Yes.
are you claiming that she is only representing the first law?
Yes.
And can you explain where you see that it's the first law?
Because my question was that he discovered, because I know he has only two laws, first law and second law.
Okay. But she says he has three laws.
Three laws, yes. And my question was that is he discovered three laws, that is both laws in silkworm or just only single law?
Okay. Has in his research on silkworms, has he found all of Mendel's laws in the silkworm study, or just one of them?
All of them.
All of them.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yes.
My name is Shizuoka. I want to ask do you know at the time why people not interested about silk industry? Because we know that silk is very expensive and can contribute to develop Thai economy. Please.
Yes, for Thai people, silk is the most popular. We use silk clothes when we go some special event, but I think the price of silk is very expensive. So some people don't have money to buy, so it's difficult to make silk industry popular in.
But I think Taiwan can export the silk to other countries because we know the silk is very expensive and popular.
I'm not sure about the reason.
It's okay to say so. So please investigate more as to why the general public of Thailand did not recognize the international value of silk. And it may simply be a matter of education. So maybe the common people in Thailand were not aware of the worldwide situation. However, you mentioned that the government was aware that France and Britain were interested in gaining territory in Thailand. So the government is obviously aware and therefore requested the Japanese scientists to come and investigate. However, if the public would not work for that realization, then we have to find out more as to why the general public was not educated to that degree. If your statement is really the reason that the silk industry did not advance in Thailand. So please look more into that and add, and then we will get that information later. Any other questions? Yes.
My name is Egi. I would like to ask some questions. Before you mentioned that he wanted to develop a silk industry in the early 19th century. So I just want to make it clear is where did he want to is it in Thailand or in Japan? So and second question is in this slide also mentioned about the some crossbreeding and some the yellow and white cocoon.
Yes.
So in this slide, he tried many experiments and he gets many results of the ratio of white and yellow cocoon. So did you search about which is the best cocoon, which will produce the best silk to produce for silk? And then the last question is, the reason he was dying.
Maybe you should take one question at a
One
time.
by one.
So the first question is, where did he want to have the silk industry initially?
Where did he want to? I just want to make it clear.
You mean in 19th century?
Yes, yes.
He worked in Thailand.
Also, so he was in.
That was the first place he went.
Still in Thailand, so he wanted.
So the second question is,
And my second question is about this experiment. So, which is the best experiment result to produce the best silk product? Which hybrid? Which cocoon?
Actually, I don't know which cocoon is the best for silk production, but
Yes.
he mentioned that silk from different place, different country, are different quality of silk, but it's based on silkworm dress. Different silkworm dress.
silkworm's what?
Dress.
Dress.
Red.
Dress. Species.
Species.
Did you found which is the best between Japan and Thailand?
I didn't find.
Okay.
Can you guess as to why?
Maybe Japan.
I want to answer about yellow one and white one. I think yellow is best than white because as we see in parental cross and sibling cross, yellow is dominant than white. So I think the dominance give a better result in silk than white.
We can see from the ratio, the 3:1, that means yellow is 3.
Yes, that may be the biological ratio, but it may not be the desired ratio for industry. So, what is the desired ratio? What is the desired color by industry? Please look further into that. Add that to your paper for when we polish and give out everything. Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
And then maybe I want to answer about that. I think it's not based on the ratio, but it's based on the hybrid. Usually, first generation is come from quality, normal quality, but for the hybrid, usually come from the best quality with best quality. Maybe I think the hybrid one, not based on the cocoon of yellow or white, but it's based on the first generation, second generation is hybrid or not, using quality, best quality or not.
Right. Okay, go ahead, please.
This also depends on the cocoon because the yellow cocoon has some different composition than the white one. So the yellow one is the best on the second instance.
Okay, so you're saying simply because of the composition that may make one better than the other. But what is desired by the market? What is the market want?
This is better by the market. The yellow one is.
Why?
But because of the silk components, the silk need the average components is best.
Okay, so what makes that better? Why is that better?
Maybe they should have
Maybe demand of the people.
The composition of silk.
Composition. Okay, so if you say it's the composition, then what about that composition makes it desired by the market? White versus yellow. Okay, so maybe,
I could discuss very later.
oh, well, no, you don't need to discuss it. These are
Wow.
So, if we're trying to help you to get some idea as to why Thailand, what's the name? Oh, the same person. Well, excuse me. Why don't we just go right on to your presentation?